Hello there, welcome to Feisty Chess. We've got ourselves a 15-10 game with Paco Luis. And I'm playing black, and again we have d4. This time let's mix it up a bit. Let's go for knight f6. And try not to get mated in one this time. Let's do King's Indian. It's a frisky kind of opening. h3. Okay. Yeah. I think I recall seeing that that's a line. Let's just do our thing here. Bishop f4. Okay, I could play d5. This would get me out of my opening book. But we're gonna want a castle. Let's go ahead and do that. Leave my central pawns flexible. Okay, this Paco Luis is playing quickly. He's got a London type system here with an early h3. With bishop f4 in and knight f3, it's going to be a challenge for me to get in e5, isn't it? But I should be able to do it. So the question I'm looking at here is, should we go d6 or d5? With d5, probably looking at a setup with c6 at e5. I like staying consistent and sticking with d6 here. Planning a knight to d7 and a push to e5. Let's do that. Probably want castles here. Okay. c3, so his knight. It seemed a little bit passive. His knight won't come to c3. I'm looking at e5. Pawn takes, pawn takes. I haven't got covered enough yet. Although there's often tactical ways of making that work. Rook e8 is a possibility. I could go knight h4 right now, and then e5. I like rook e8 better, because the knight continues to guard e4. And my rook will too, if I can push my pawn to e4. So let's go for that. Okay, here comes e5. Oh, he takes. Oh, it's early in the morning here. I'm a little slow. So okay, this opens up my dark square bishop. Which way do we want to take? Take. Knight takes. Here's the problem. Yeah, I've already been a little hasty. Take. Let's say knight takes. I can't go knight takes then. So d takes e5, knight takes e5. I can't play knight takes e5 because queen takes d8, rook has to take d8, and then I have no protection on that knight. So I need to play knight out here. Try to get something going. I'm already losing 2 pawns? I hope not. Oof. This is bad example chess here. Alright, let's not go down too much on time. D takes. I don't like bishop takes, so I gotta go knight h5 here. He might just take on d6, in which case I will take that bishop and at least get the bishop pair. A little bit of a trap there. He won't fall for it. But he'll have to take my knight at that point. Okay, so... Okay. No, he's gonna let me off with this. Okay, we're getting our pawn back. I'm not sure that was best for him. He should have probably given up the bishop pair for a couple of pawns there. So... I like the look of knight takes here. Yeah, knight takes looks good. Knight takes. Bishop takes g7. Sorry, bishop takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Rook takes. I should be okay. And I have knight takes f6 as an in-between move if he, say, pushes g4. Right. Well, the board has been kind to us. The clock is already quite a bit out of skew. I could take with the pawn here. Symmetric makes the pawn structure symmetric. It also shuts down his bishop. But then g4 probably wins that pawn back. So unfortunately I need to part with my dark square bishop here. Unless I want to sack the exchange. really go for it. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. We'll recapture with the rook, if necessary. A lot of London players don't want to give up their London bishop either. Although, he probably will make that trade. My king side is full of holes. That's another trade he can make. Okay. Yeah, I have misplayed the opening. So we're looking at let's go ahead and take here. If he wants to take on e5 first, you can be my guest. But if he just recaptures with the queen, I am planning, yeah, bishop takes h2 check, and then bringing my rook onto my fourth rank. He doesn't have an attack, but basically I'm down a pawn. Well, no, I don't have to. I don't have to get rid of that bishop. Let's keep some material on the board. I got the bishop pair, so there's no reason to go and throw that out. King is safe enough here. Okay, let's do a rook lift. This guy's playing awfully quick. Maybe you can count on it to continue to play quick, even until he finds himself in a bad position. However, it might just be that I'm playing very slow. Let's juice that queen a bit. Get him off that diagonal and get my bishop out. So rook g6. Oh, interesting. Bishop is pinned, but there's not much to be done about it. I could go. Bishop is not really pinned. D5, give away another pawn. That restricts his bishop, but I also want to restrict his knight. I think the rook looks happy on g6. I go queen h4 here. Could be something. That doesn't threaten anything now. Okay, now I can shut down that diagonal. His queen is on. Okay, on a pawn with the two bishops. That figures down quite a bit of time, however. Okay, this is a sneaky threat. I'm threatening bishop g4 here. And he's moving quick enough, he might not really see what's up. So, what does he do about this? He probably needs to go back. Oh, he's in trouble here. He's in trouble. I don't see a way for him to stop bishop g4. Okay, no, that's what he needs to do. Go to queen h6. Maintains the threat of bishop g4. But then I just have to repeat. My queen has a lot of mobility along the 5th rank. Oh, what about bishop e5 here? Bishop e5, bishop takes, pawn takes. I'm still making my threat. And I think he's going to lose that pawn. That's right. Let's do that. I need to make moves quickly here. My queen is watching out for d8. The threat of bishop g4 is not really yet all that much of a threat. I should have played queen to h6 earlier. No, that wouldn't be a threat then either. Well, I gave up my 2 bishops. I'm not sure. Not sure it's worth it. Do have a little more activity on the king side, a little bit of an initiative here. But something like queen e2 would work just fine. Okay. Do I play rook g4 and dare him to take on e5? I think so. think so. This is pretty feisty. Might not work, but it fits our theme. I'm looking at queen takes e5, rook takes g2 check. And then following up with bishop. Bishop takes h3. Sacking a rook, but getting black in a lot of trouble. He's going to use his time as he should here, instead of trying to blitz this out of me. Because that could give me real chances here in an extremely time-skewed environment. Bold. Now I'm looking at rook. He's got a perpetual on me if he wants it. Whew. Not my press game here, folks. Maybe I should play in the mornings. He's going for this. Let's just simplify. Yeah, let's simplify with this much material on the board. Okay. Okay. Knight c5 is likely. I'll just play king e7 in that case, since my rook would get really active if he takes on b7. Maybe the right move is go king g7 to f6. I like the king on the e file since his rook is on the d file. Really got me on the ropes in terms of time, but you know, we'll see the magic of the 10-second increment, hopefully. Okay. Make sensible moves, build up a bit of clock. Just restrict his pieces. I want to play. There. Okay, now our bishop is much happier. And his knight is much less happy. Let's go back. Okay, I like how this is developing. The plan is, if he goes f5 here, the plan is bishop d5. And his knight is very immobile. Okay, even if his knight goes backwards to b1 or f1, I've got bishop f3. Check. I'm not really worried about him taking the pawn and breaking out his structure on h5. Okay, we can do that too. It's nice how a bishop can dominate a knight. But knight f3 looks very playable here. I think I'll go king f6 if he goes knight f3. That doesn't really break the pin on the g pawn, because I can play, if he king f6, let's see, knight f3, king f6. Okay, let's see this play out. Knight f3, king f6. If g takes h5, then I've got bishop takes knight check. After king takes, the rook hangs, g1. Let's go ahead and take things off here. don't know if this is the right move. I saw that I could maybe win that G-pawn. Probably wasn't the right move. Yeah. Okay. I am not going to be trading pieces. Actually, wow. Oh. He's going that way. Okay, maybe bishop c2 to d1. Alright. He's getting a check in, but his knight is poorly placed. Do dangerous endgames with bishops and knights. Make him double his pawns. That can't be real good. This is not looking good for me. He's gonna get a king to my queen side. If he does do that, my plan is f6. See, king to d5, king to d5, f6. Yeah, he's got something better. He's gonna put that knight someplace useful. Let's just make that move anyway. We can always wait with our bishop. Make him find the win. Make him find a win. This is very ugly. Very ugly. Now I'm giving him choices. Yes, sir. I'm close. Could resign here. Should never have traded rooks. I saw some things that weren't really there. He still has a chance to make some mistakes, like let's go ahead and resign. Outplayed all game. All right.
Let's see. Hopefully the audio still works. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, I went away from my main lines in the terrace here. Went for a King's Indian type setup. My opponent didn't cooperate. And I'm not sure about the best way to deal with this bishop f4 kind of system in the King's Indian. That's not really the problem here. I think the problem was this early e5. Although my opponent didn't properly punish me for that. Maybe he gave me the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the doubt, wanting to think that I knew my King's Indian better than I did. Or maybe he just really wanted to preserve his bishop pair here with bishop h2. So I get the pawn back. This was the thing I didn't see. How could that have been prevented? Didn't really get the pawn back. I suppose I've got to go e takes here. E takes, yeah. No, then g4. Then g4 makes things... At least... So I'm losing my e5 pawn there, but at least... Let's look at this. Wow. I'll get the analysis board out. Keep the computer off for now. At least this makes him weaken his kingside some. No. No, that doesn't lose a pawn. That's why the whole reason I played rook to e8. Oh man, guys, this basic counting of attackers and defenders. It's a skill that erodes if you don't use it. So, I went with knight takes. The reason pawn takes would be better here is he doesn't have knight takes exposing this attack on my knight. He could win 2 pawns for the piece, but black's got to be better there. If he goes, for instance, knight takes e5, knight takes e5. I'll show it. And then this. Yeah, I'd much rather be black here. So, but I went knight takes instead. And that allowed him to clear that knight off the diagonal with tempo and to win that pawn. Okay, let's turn on the computer here. Well, no, let's get through this. I don't know, bishop takes h2. Probably not. I probably played the right call here, keeping the bishop pair on board. I'm not sure about these moves. I was already in some time crunch. I was pretty happy at this point. That's giving up the bishop pair, and I didn't get the results I'd hoped from it. Queen e5 was a strong move. Yeah, I think he played very conservatively here. I was looking at rook g3 here, but knight f3 really put that to rest. I'd have to go rook takes h3, g takes h3. Let's look at it. Boom, boom, and now I have to keep defending my rook. So the best line seems to be this, but I don't see a follow-up here. Okay, well, enforce that. Now my bishop comes in and threatens a mate. But no, that's terrible because this, wins everything. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't play rook g3. He's not really threatening anything here. I suppose I could just play like bishop here. That weakens g3 quite a bit, so maybe just this becomes an idea. Planning queen g3. He can always cover with a rook. But if he does that, he can't really do that. Okay, rook to g6. Rook back to g6 might have been a better idea after he played f4. Yeah, that just gets mated. This is probably a good try for white. White's in trouble here. Look at this. White's in trouble. Seems to be just as strong. Here. Threatening g2, he's got to do something about that. Get my other rook in the game with some real initiative here. I'm down a pawn, but look at this attack. That's the kind of thing I should be going for. I might have found that if I'd had more time. Time. I've often had trouble playing against opponents who play too quickly. And I'm pretty confident in saying too quickly. He did, beat me soundly. But when we look at this with the computer, I think f5 f4 here. I think this is a pretty big mistake. But then again, so was my move because I was down on time. So it's okay to be down on time, but down that badly when there's no time log here. Down that badly when you just have to make a move in 10-20 seconds. And you can't stop to find the killer move even when your spider sense is tingling. But yeah, here we go. Rook to g6, I think. We'll look at the computer and see what it says about that. Okay. Just a pawn down here. Actually doing all right. And actually, I'm happy with how this developed. Maybe h5 is a better idea here. Threatening to kick that knight away. Yeah, that solved a lot of his problems here. Especially once you've got king f2 in. I'll probably release that tension a little too early. Maybe bishop e4 here. Yeah, I thought I saw a way to put pressure. But there was nothing there. Shouldn't have traded rooks. Honestly, I could have just gone back to g1. Repeat moves. So either give me the e-file or repeat moves with me. So that's probably the last big mistake, was trading rooks. And maybe putting those pawns on light squares. This also might have been a mistake. Allowing his knight to attack that. Again, bishop e4 looks pretty good here. I can always wait with my bishop. I don't know. It's probably just lost here, but there's better ways to resist. My opponent played well. Played the endgame very well. That makes one of us. That knight is beast on e3. Yeah, things would be a lot different if I hadn't pushed those C and B pawns. If my pawn was still on b6 and c5, I could just play king to d5, to d7 here, and it's harder for white to try to make progress. Can't make progress in this way so easily. That probably doesn't help. Yeah. Alright. Let's bring in the computer. Is this a book line? It's in the database. Black scores pretty well against this system. Bishop f4. Black wins a majority of games. Castles. e3. Yep. d6. Okay, we're bishop e2. We're on book here. c5 rather than e5. Yeah, e5 is never played among masters here. I thought about c5. Oh, e5. I don't play e5 yet. Knight here. So that's, yeah, one of the main moves. Castles. Oh, c3. Okay, black's doing well here. Queen e8 instead of rook e8. Not many games have rook e8 castles. b6, c6, a6. Nobody went for e5. Let's see what happens with e5. Yeah, white basically wins a pawn. According to the computer. That's just giving away a pawn. Okay. Oof. Bishop g5. I did not see that. That forces something like f6. Forces f6, actually. Bishop g5, f6, e takes, bishop takes. I mean, I can get the bishop pair out of that, but... Okay, so bishop h2 was a big mistake. He gave up all of his advantage, basically. And once again, yeah, like we found, d takes c5 is better here. Still, I got a little bit of compensation for that pawn. He likes bishop d7. Planning bishop c6, I guess. Well, doesn't like my chase the queen moves. g6. Bishop d7 again. I guess the idea is if queen takes, I'm going to get a rook to his second rank. I give up another pawn, but that rook is a force to be reckoned with there. Let's look at that. Bishop d7. Oh, it doesn't like queen b7 here. Still has an advantage. Rook a8. What if I just go for it? Oh, wow. Rook a to b1. Okay. That's... I'm just giving up 2 pawns and not even getting anything for them. c6 makes more sense, even though it loses some evaluation points here. Queen e4. Oof. Gutsy move, but not good enough. Queen takes e5. Bishop e6. Bishop f5 was a thought? What about... Okay, this is where I really liked rook to g6. Hold on, I could go for queen g3 immediately. Ugh. How can this be that bad for black? Similar to the line we looked at. Rook g3. f5. He's on my queen there. Okay. The tactics are not working out for black here. E takes f4 is the best move, what I played. Now queen g3 check. Why did I never consider this? I didn't have time. King to g1. He's got an advantage either way. Bishop e6. Now what's wrong with bishop here? I get my pawn back. Knight f1. Rook d3. Oh. Oh, okay, the bishop is just stuck. Okay. Lots of defensive resources for white here. Okay. The game continuation. Doesn't like that. h5 here. That would have been a useful move to keep that pawn weak on the open file. My plan was to just limit his knight. He's lost his advantage. King f6. I guess king f6 immediately makes more sense. Oof. Wrong move. Yeah, this all comes down to time. Yeah, okay, let's look at this. King f6. Just get that king in there. King e3, h takes g4. H takes. Now we're blockading on g5, and okay. If the knight should give a check, I guess the idea is more likely on this square here. I guess the idea is we're just going to take, and yeah, now we've got rooks on the board. This should be a draw, but because my king is in a really good position. Alright, should have aimed for some kind of rook ending there. Even here it likes rook takes e1. Huh. c4. Yeah, it's a lost game at that point. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. The lessons here are, number 1 is definitely time management. Don't get too far behind on the clock. Number 2 is maybe don't play this early in the morning for me. Number 3, keep those rooks on the board if you want to hold that draw, if you're down a pawn. Alright, I'll check you later.